I've heard some people compare Devin Haney to a young Floyd Mayweather. And although he isn't a Mayweather clone, you can definitely see the influence there. Apparently, Haney has spent a fair amount of time in the Mayweather gym, and he's obviously picked up a few things. This was a very impressive performance by Devin Haney against Antonio Moran. Right from the opening bell, he was extremely sharp. His counterpunching was excellent and on point, and he was vicious with it. You know, sometimes you get these guys who move around and they have athleticism, but there isn't the kind of viciousness in their punches that we saw from Haney, the spite. And that's what I liked right away. Because when you have that kind of spite in your punches, it establishes your intent very early on. It lets your opponent know this is serious. This ain't no game of cat and mouse. You're in a whole heap of trouble. That's what Devin Haney did. He was outboxing Moran through the first, let's say, 4.5 rounds. And then midway through the fifth, he scored a knockdown with a body shot, which on, later inspection, looking at the replay, it shouldn't have actually been called a knockdown. And the DAZN commentators said as much because Haney actually stepped on Moran's foot, I think by mistake, while he landed a body shot, and that's why Moran went down. But the complexion of the bout definitely changed at that point, because for the remainder of the fifth, Moran, who had been coming forward for the entire fight up until that point, even though he was the taller man, he wasn't as good at long range, wasn't as sharp, so he was coming forward trying to apply pressure. But midway through the fifth, he started backpedaling after the knockdown that shouldn't have been. And he continued backpedaling for pretty much the rest of the fight until it ended in the seventh. And what a finish it was. Devin Haney went with a right hook to the body. He actually landed a right hand first, a straight right hand over the top. Moran backed up. Devin Haney followed him to the ropes, landed a right hand to the body, which took Moran's attention, away from defending his head. And he was thinking about not getting hit with another one of those right hooks to the body. And then Haney came over the top this time with a right hook to the head, dropped him hard. And Moran remained on the canvas for several minutes. He wasn't out cold, but he was clearly in a bad way. And there were some anxious times there when the doctor and the medical staff were attending to him. I was just hoping the guy was going to be okay. And thankfully, he is okay. But great performance by Devin Haney. He is a star of the future, surely, at lightweight and maybe beyond. He's just 20 years old, extremely dedicated, resides in Las Vegas, Nevada. And, you look at Antonio Moran and who he's fought before. He's fought, what's the guy called? Pedraza. There we go. He fought Pedraza just last year, went the distance. He lost by 2 points on all the cards. Against Devin Haney, there was never a chance of the fight going the distance. So you really have to say that this was an impressive performance. Yeah. And it's quite a coup by DAZN and Eddie Hearn to be securing this young man's signature. But a lot of young people like Haney, they're more forward thinking than older people because they can see the direction in which things are going. Being from a much younger generation, he understands the significance of the app technology, whereby consuming sport, or digesting sport as they like to call it these days, digesting sport and a lot of other content is now becoming more and more prevalent on these apps rather than on linear broadcasting or linear networks. Haney can see that, and so he's decided to make the move to DAZN. He sees them as a young, aggressive company who are trying to innovate and be the future. That remains to be seen, whether DAZN are going to be successful in that capacity. But Haney is going with what he believes is new because he's a new guy himself. He's a young guy. And it really was fortunate for Haney as well that Alexander Usyk never fought Carlos Takam, because that gave Haney the opportunity to headline the show and showcase his talents. So, yeah, good stuff from Devin Haney. Definitely one to watch for the future. He's already in world title contention, as we speak, 22-0, 14 KOs. Some people have criticized Haney's punching power. They said that he's not really a massive puncher as he steps up. Well, punching power is a very, very good thing to have, but it's not everything. And at 20 years old, Haney still hasn't got his man strength yet, more than likely. Yeah. Some fighters are fully developed by 20 in terms of their physicality, but other fighters are really still growing into their man strength. So perhaps Haney will be one of those. That remains to be seen. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And that's not to take away from the knockout blow. Obviously, he loaded up on that knockout blow and he threw it from the other side of the country. But it was a very, very hard shot and, dropped the opponent heavily. So yeah, anyway, let me know how you feel, people. It's happening. I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.